Hi, welcome to another episode of Inked Happiness. As a matter of fact, today we will be talking about inked happiness only. Why did I start this blog 4 years back when I did? What were the basic reasons for starting it? What we are trying to achieve by writing this blog? What have been our little success that we have achieved? What have been our failures and where we want to go? See, the point, I have been collecting fountain pens for close to or more than, I don't know, but more or less 3 decades now. And I have piled up a huge collection of fountain pens, mostly used pens, old pens, but also some new pens, of course. But as I went through collecting these pens over the years, I realized that there was a great amount of ignorance about a lack of knowledge. Ignorance may not be the right word. A lack of knowledge. People wanted to know more about fountain pens, but there were no source where they could access this information. So I wanted to create a kind of a platform where we will be, since I had the pens, where we will be showcasing these pens and write about their histories. Because when I had started, I realized there were blogs before that, of course. There were people writing about pens, but that was more like a very technical kind of a review of a pen. You know, you would take a pen, open it, pour some ink, and then write an S, draw 3 lines, and say that okay, in terms of looks and feel, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. In terms of its wetness, I'll give it 4 out of 10. In terms of its weight, I'll give 1, blah 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 blah. So it was very mechanical, very devoid of any passion, and we are very passionate people. We are driven by passion. Otherwise, why would someone in this overwhelming age of dot pen domination and digital damnation, why would someone buy a fountain pen? Because we are passionate. Now that passion was missing, which I wanted to somehow address through the blog. So that was how it all started. Then over a period of time, the blog has progressed. We've had a huge number of people following us, reading about it, reading what we say, commenting often, and this happens so often, correcting me where I am wrong, correcting my mistakes, and I thank you all for that. There are people who criticize, there are people who don't like the way I write, but it takes all kinds to make the world, and I appreciate you and thank you all, thank you from the bottom of my heart for that. But then this has grown beyond being just a blog, because as I went on, I realized that the Indian fountain pen as a brand was not represented. The story of the Indian fountain pen and inks, and we have such delightful stories to tell the world, were not properly told. I realized that I could use my experience as a branding expert, as a communicator, as a PR person, to tell these stories. Whatever I was saying in the blog, in Inked Happiness, in the social media, I could spread it across on a much wider platform and share these stories, not only with people who liked pens or people who were fountain pen users, but also with potential new users. Now I wanted to do this for 2 reasons. One, I wanted to help the brands establish themselves, help the brands attract the kind of eyeballs and mind spaces that they deserved. so that these eyeballs would transform into footfalls and uh, into sales, so that they could commercially use my space to take their brands, to take Indian brands further. That's number one. Number two, I thought, and this is more esoteric, if that was commercial, this is more esoteric. I wanted to help spread the awareness about fountain pens. I wanted to tell the world, especially the young people, the next generation, the digitally overwhelmed generation, that the fountain pen offers you the best writing option that is there today, and that you should use a fountain pen and ink to fight against depression, to use it as a catharsis, to help improve your mind body coordination, to fight, to overcome writer's block, to for so many other reasons, to basically to enjoy the art of writing, to have the pleasure, to enjoy the pleasure that writing with a fountain pen, to see the words forming as you write, to as the ink dries on paper, to see your thoughts being converted into words, and being saved for posterity. Now, I wanted to spread this word, to help in my very small way, to add to the commitment, to help people appreciate a fountain pen and ink, to write with them, to so that the fountain pen can come back in all its glory, in the glory that it deserves. Because this is sustainable, this is the most sustainable option. This is absolutely green, as opposed to a dot pen that you use and throw away, and which invariably ends up choking your riverine systems, your drainage systems, and ending up in the ocean floor, and creating a huge, humongous amount of carbon footprint. Now, as opposed to that, this fountain pen is bequeathable. It's a pen. Incidentally, this pen was given to me by Professor Janardhan, and I hope that someday my son will be using this pen, and in turn it will go on to his son or daughter or whatever. But the thing is, the idea is that this pen is kind of forever. It's not something that you use and discard. It's not something that you throw away. A fountain pen is like relationships. A fountain pen is like friendships. A fountain pen is like the unique bond that you and I share. This is a bond that brings hearts close together. This brings souls together. This is what will not only taste time, but I hope is forever, is for eternity. It's for times to come. And the blog Inked Happiness is my little effort to ensure that this fountain pen gets the glory, the honor, the respect, the love that it deserves. Thank you so much for being with me. Thank you.